No Hesi Series 6.7 focuses more on the grippy cars we all know and love instead of the realistic physics cars. So with that coming soon, I decided to rank all of No Hesi's free cars. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on which cars are capable of getting certified for this upcoming Series 6.7. And if you guys want to get the VIP cars, you guys can use my link down below, and also with Next Level Racing, and you can use code VROOMY25 and that will give you 5% off. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. This is a tier list with every single No Hesi car that the public can use. So this is not included with VIP. These are free cars. And I'm going to be testing out every single car and ranking them from an S tier to a D tier. And first we have an Audi RS6 C7. I've never tried this car out before. And we're going to be trying out these cars on SRP with heavy traffic. So no 110, no rush hour, just what the free players have available for them. And like I said, I've never used this car before, but I'm very curious how this is gonna handle, since I made a video before trying out No Hesi public cars and that video did really good. So I was like, why not try all of the public cars just to give them like a little rating. And so far, I'm gonna assume that all of these cars handle the same, because we got the No Hesi spec cars, which are the tier 2 and tier 3, and then we got the No Hesi tune cars. And I think the main difference between the two is just like the looks of it, maybe some exterior mods, maybe some add-ons here and there, but I don't know if the handling is also a factor in those changes. So far, I mean, oh wait, hold on, there was a little bit of sway, there was a little bit of sway when I tried to merge. Let's try it out again. Let's try to get like a quick squiggle going and then like try and like merge back and forth again, just so we can see. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of a sway. It doesn't grip as well on the turns, or maybe I'm just bad. Hold on, there's like definitely like a light weight on the wheel when I merge. So yeah, there's definitely a difference. I do not think I'm a bad driver. It's just, oh my god, yeah, when I like merge onto the other lane, I have to control it. It doesn't stick right away, just like that. But it's very easy to control though, regardless of that sway. Since there are like 60 something cars that I have to go through, each review is going to be really short. So we're going to give this thing a quick rating here in a bit after we crash. And we crashed. Okay. All right. So I don't want to be too nice and give this like an A tier. I mean, I was thinking of like an A tier in between an A or a B, but I'm going to give this a B tier. Next, we have the Audi RSQA. By the way, if you guys like the new graphics, I am currently using Imagine the visuals. I updated everything. They helped me out set this up, and it looks freaking phenomenal. Fortunately, I can't change the time of day or like weather, but it looks crazy good. So you guys are going to be seeing a lot more cooler looking videos with like the visuals and stuff. So shout out to Imagine Visuals. Go check them out. I'm going to link them down below from now on. By the way, I'm not going to be judging them off of like sounds, the car visuals, maybe even size of the car. I'm going to be judging them just based on their handling, because if you guys are trying to get certified and you don't have VIP and you're trying to figure out like what is the best handling car to use, hopefully it does help you guys if you guys don't have VIP trying to figure out which is the best handling free car out there. And so far I'm getting a few lag spikes, but so far this does not have that sway the last car had. Like whenever I would merge like that, there would be like a little bit of like a weight like lift with the wheel. I don't know if that makes sense, but like the wheel got very light. But for this one, if you cut up smoothly and control your throttle, it really does stick to the ground. Like you can just wave the wheel back and forth doing this, maybe some corrections here and there, but the majority of the time you're just coasting through it and it handles very nice. Going over here, going over here. Oh, I applied too much gas. Back and forth, let's coast through it. Lift off, coast. Yeah, this thing handles a lot more better than the RS6 C7. So this is most likely going to be at a higher tier on the list. That's why I didn't want to judge like too friendly. Like if I were to give the Audi an A tier and not a B tier, this would have been a straight up S tier. But yeah, this car is pretty good. I mean, considering it's an SUV, it needs to handle good, because if this handled like the RS6, as an SUV with it being like a wider and bigger car, this would have not been a very good rating. So yeah, pretty good rating for this car. For the RSQ8, I'm going to be putting this A tier. All right, next we have the Bentley Continental GT. I've driven this maybe once, and I really did like this car last time I drove this, so this could be a high rating as well. Also, I know I said that I'm not going to judge on like size, but I mean, considering this is a long car, and if you're trying to like get certified, I think you need to consider the size maybe a little bit, and this car is pretty long, so we got to consider that. And with the last car, the Audi RSQ8, it's a big car, but it's not a long car, and it's like a taller car as well, so you can pretty much fit through tight gaps with that car. And with the RS6 C7, that is also like a longer car than the RSQ8, so maybe that one, I mean, I'm gonna stick those two cars where they are on the tier list, so let's consider size from now on. But anyways, I've driven this in the past, and like I said, I really did like how this handled. And right off the bat, if we can get like a quick squiggle here. Oh boy, I don't think there's much grip actually. It didn't feel like it was gripping well, or maybe I was just applying too much gas. The grip is there now, but the length, okay bro, hold on, what am I talking about? The grip is there, but the length isn't. Oh my god, that was crazy. So yeah, I think this car would be really good to cut up in, but for certified purposes, since your main objective to get like the crazy combos is to squeeze through the tightest cuts, considering this car is long, it could work, but it's also risky. So that might affect the ranking of this one, but I mean, the handling is good. The handling is really good. I really do enjoy the handling. Just the size, that is the only thing. So if you want to use this car, you're gonna be some risk, but it's still a good car. So this one's gonna be a little bit hard to rate. So like I said, considering the size, and if you're really trying to get certified with it, it is risky. So I think for this car, I think this would make sense if I would put this on a B tier. Just because of the size, it's going to increase the chances of you hitting a car, just because the length is just too much for those tight gaps. All right, next we have the BMW 1M. I think this is a recent release, so I've never tried out this car before, so this is going to be a first time for me. And by looking at the car, it is a pretty small car, so there is definitely a advantage there. So let's see if we can cut up. If this has the handling, then this is going straight to an S tier. Listen to the sound of this. I did not expect them to put this sound mod on it. This sounds really good. All right, like I said, with the size, we can just squeeze. This thing is skinny and it is short. So this might be our first S tier for the video. And considering it's a recent release, they've really like improved on the tuning of their cars. Like in the past, the cars would not handle like this at all. I mean, it would still have the grip, but definitely not as grippy and easy as it is now. So this could be our first S rank. If we can make this, oh yeah, it's definitely going to be an S. Yeah, yeah, this is definitely going to be an S tier. We're going at it like crazy. And the BMW 1M is going to be our first S tier car. So if you guys want, y'all can use that car. And next we have the BMW 340i F30. This car has been one of my favorites recently, so I'm really excited to see how this is going to go and what tier it's going to get. Not sure if this is also a recent release. It could be, because so far when I was like swerving earlier, this thing like grips. This thing grabs onto the road when making like aggressive cuts like this. You can actually see the car gripping onto the road when I'm swerving. Like, look at the suspension holding on, and it's working. It's not spinning. There's no loss of traction here. It is handling really good right now, actually. This could be an S tier, but we'll see I'm trying to cut up more aggressively. I did want to try rush hour, but I feel like that would take too long. And usually when going for certified, nobody needs to get into rush hour traffic to get certified. So we just gotta get a cool little worm zigzag going, just like this. Hopefully there's one coming up. Oh, maybe we're going a little bit too fast. Let's keep on going. I feel like we actually got a chance here. That was close. Look at the grip, and I still had like the gas applied as well. That was crazy. Slow down. Tires are hugging. That is sick. All right, I think this car, it handled pretty well. It kind of acted like the 1M in a way. So I think, although it is a bit longer than the 1M, so I don't think it could be good for gaps. But I mean, if you're aggressive enough, and if you get that timing right, you easily got the gaps. So I think this is going to be an S tier. It's very close to being an A tier, but I was able to get some cool aggressive cuts with it. So S tier. And next we have the BMW M2 Comp. This car has been out for a while, so I'm curious if they've done any updates in terms of the handling to it. I believe I used this car to get certified for the first time actually. It's either that car or the same model but without the carbon bits. But I'm pretty sure it was the M2 I got certified first, like when it was like 4 million points. So yeah, I do have some history with this car, but is it going to get an S tier? Just because I've gotten certified with this before. Let's find out. Like I said, this is an older release, so there could be a chance where it's not like, it doesn't handle like the cars that they're releasing today, and it could be like a little bit more or less grip. So let's put it to the test. We're taking the shoulder. Okay, right off the bat, I do have traction on, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this definitely has some sway. This has not been updated to how the cars today handle, but there's definitely sway, so I will consider that. Also, you're probably wondering like, why are you going so fast? Slow down. When getting certified, you have to be aggressive, especially with the gaps and the cuts and all that, in order to gain like a crazy combo. And especially with series 6.5 or 6.7 coming out, they are focusing on the grippy cars instead of the realistic cars. And also a 3-minute timer now, so you're gonna have to be as aggressive as you can. So that is why I'm trying my best to like drive the way that I always drive when I'm doing rush hour traffic, just so we can get an idea of how this car is going to handle whenever that series comes out, or if they go back to the grippy cars being the meta instead of the realistic cars. So I'm giving you guys an idea of how it's going to be. Oh my god. Yeah, that is why I'm driving a lot more aggressively than just like coasting through it. Because 3-minute timer, trying to get certified, you're gonna have to go pretty fast. So far, my thoughts on it, there is that sway, like I mentioned in the beginning, and there's not as much grip. So this is definitely not an S tier, unfortunately, because this is the car that I've gotten certified with. Oh, we actually squeezed through that, but we couldn't go back. You couldn't merge back without losing control, so that's unfortunate. Let's go rate this thing. The BMW M2 Comp, unfortunately, I think this is the car that we've lost the most grip in. This is gonna have to be a C tier. Unfortunate. It does have the size, but if it had the handling as the 1M, this would have been a straight up S tier. All right, next we have the BMW M2 F87. I've never tried this car out before. Holy idle. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna add points for that though. But yeah, like I said, I've never tried out this car before. I don't think it's a recent release, so this could have the handling of the M2, of the other M2. So let's see if it's true. Idle was kind of crazy though. If only I was considering car sounds, looks, exterior, all of that stuff. This could have been a whole different video. All right, right off the bat, let's make some cuts here. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, this grips. This has the handling of the 1M. Definitely has the handling of the 1M. This is nice. Although we do have to get like another wiggle here. Okay, if only the traffic kept on going. We gotta cut more aggressively. Let's see if we can make like a huge wide turn just like that. On back and forth. Oh, whoa. Wait, this is... There's no weight loss. There's no sway. No loss of grip at all, actually. This car is definitely not tail happy. I was going too fast there. That is why. I was going a little bit too fast there. But yeah, this car has the handling of the 1M. This car, the M2 F87, is going to be an S tier. Next, we have the BMW G81 M3. I've tried this car out, I think like once or twice, and I really did like it. But as you can see, this car is pretty long, so let's see if this can squeeze through the gaps. But there's also a recent release as well, so this could have that crazy good grippy handling, and this could be our next S tier car. We've been looking at a lot of BMWs so far, and we still got a lot more to go. All right, let's make some aggressive cuts at some high speeds here. Oh yeah, it definitely has that grip. Lost control a little bit there, but we were able to regain. We squeezed through that. Maybe this car, the length of this car, we're just gonna have to wing it and just hope that you don't tap, because that was a really small gap that we squeezed through. But yeah, this thing is not that tail happy. It doesn't have sway. It's actually handling pretty good. As long as you have that control when you get a little bit tail happy, this car is easy to handle. Oh my god, we got some cluster of traffic here, and we managed. Oh yeah, definitely with the right control for brakes and gas. This car is crazy good. All right, for the M3 G81, this is gonna be another S tier. This car is kind of long. It like has the same length as the R67, but it's just the handling. Now, instead of the G81, this is the F81. So it's basically the same BMW, just an older generation. Honestly, I don't think I've used this car before, so this could be another first timer for me. I'm not sure when this car was released. I think I saw this back when they were releasing those like monthly or weekly car releases on the No Hesi YouTube channel. That is quite a while ago, so let's see if it has that handling. Whoa, that is extremely light. Turning is way lighter, but the handling is there. Like, as you can see, if this was the M2 comp, I would have spun out into the wall already. I think the only downside for me is the force feedback is like very little on this car right off the bat. I don't think I made any adjustments. Like I said, I've never driven this car before, so definitely did not make any force feedback adjustments, but the handling is there, just not the force feedback. The thing that the force feedback is adjustable in game, so if I were to turn it up just a little bit, this is definitely going to handle just like the G81. Got some more cars here. Squeeze through this. Oh yeah, this thing definitely grips. This could be another S tier. I feel like the majority of the S tiers, if not all of them, are going to be the cars that were recently released. Like I said, I am considering the sizes of the cars, and they have released like some pretty big cars recently. Those are definitely going to get considered once we come across those. Oh my god, no way. We 139 on that cut. All right, the BMW F81. I mean, if you're gonna turn up the force feedback, if it's too light for you and you adjust it to your own liking, this is straight up gonna handle just like the G81. So it's gonna be another S tier. You know, looking at the amount of cars that we have left, that is insane that they have that many free to use cars. They actually have like a really good selection of cars for those without VIP to choose from. So props to No Hesi for that. All right, next we have the BMW E46 M3. I've driven this a couple of times and I think I enjoyed it. Let's go see if I'm right. Bro, do you hear the idle? Oh boy. If I considered sound in these ratings, this would have been a straight up S tier already. I didn't have to drive it. All right, let's see how this thing handles though. This car is pretty small. Bro, look at the flame on my hood. You hear the turbo flutter? Oh my god, wait, hold on. Wait. I was looking at the flame. Oh my goodness. No, no, we timed that horribly. Come on. Go around here. Oh, yep. This is an S tier. That is an S tier. Even though we couldn't find a spot there, this is a straight up S tier. All right, the BMW E46 M3 and S tier, bro. We have all BMWs in the S tier so far. Who's gonna break the streak? All right, now this car I recently enjoyed using. This is the BMW M3 E90. This car sounds crazy. It handles really good. I've driven it quite a bit. So this could be another S tier. We'll see. All right, right off the bat, like I said, I've driven this car a bunch of times before, and it does have the handling, and it still does. This is gonna be a straight up S tier right here. Yeah, this car is built to get certified with for sure. Even at like high speeds, if you slow down enough, it can squeeze. It could definitely like white line as well. Oh no, we tapped. I thought we were about to make that. Squeezing potential right here. Look at that. A little tail happy there, but it's easy to regain control. No. Alright, the BMW E90, another S tier. Now this is the BMW E92, and I'm gonna assume that it handles the same, but I've never driven this. Actually, I might have, but they have a different model of this. It's the Fanatic spec or something like that. I don't think I've driven this one before actually, but I'm gonna assume that it handles the same. Oh wait, the wheel is a bit heavy, but why did I do that? I could have kept on doing the worm. I could have kept worming. The wheel feels a little bit heavy, but that doesn't mean anything bad. The grip is definitely still there. For sure. Okay. Yeah, it's basically the same car as the E90. It's basically the same car. Oh my god, bro. The downshifts, upshifts, the shifts itself. The BMW E92 is another S tier. Alright, next we have the BMW F80. I've driven this also a couple of times. I've driven most of their BMWs now that I think about it, so this could be another S tier. Who knows? I wonder when is going to be the next non-S tier car. It could be this, could be the next one, but there's just so many BMWs that I think they're all just gonna hit S tier until we hit like another brand. Right off the bat, handling feels good as all. Oh wait, hold on. Car is a little bit swayy, but okay, maybe I was just thinking too much. It's not there anymore, but when I was doing this, I definitely felt the weight of the wheel just disappear. Let's keep cutting up. I don't want to judge too fast, even though I've driven these cars already. I still want to make sure that they are built to get certified in, so, or just like cutting up in general, but mainly getting certified because of the upcoming season 6.5 or 6.7. Like I said, it's prioritizing like aggressiveness and like spec cars, the grippy cars, the non-realistic cars, and 3-minute runs. So, you know, in those 3 minutes you have to be really aggressive. So that's why I'm driving like this, just so I can see what you guys are capable of doing in those 3 minutes with these cars. And so far with this one, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong about this car. I was about to give it like an A tier, like right underneath the S tier, but this car is still pretty good. Little tail happy right there, but that's because I turned a little too aggressively. Other than that, this could be another S tier right here. I'm just trying to cut up more aggressively, and it's working. I'm passing through these cars. Yep, we took the wide, and it still did not lose control. Right here as well, took the wide. Yeah, this is This is another S tier. Let's go. The BMW F80, another S tier. Next we have the BMW G80. I've driven this a lot. I'm pretty sure this is going to be another S tier, but this is also kind of an old release. So we'll see how it goes. Dude, I genuinely don't know who is going to break the S tier streak. It could be this car, it could be the next car, but all of these BMWs, man, they all handle amazing. All right, right off the bat, the wheel is definitely a lot more heavy. Oh, wait. There is sway. There is definitely sway. I can't even like cut up in the same speed as I did with the other cars without it swaying. There's more corrections here. All right, this could be another maybe A or B tier. Definitely not an S tier. If you're trying to cut up at like high speeds aggressively, this car could do it, but you got to recorrect a lot more. Just like that and like that. Almost lost control there. It's not as bad. The sway is not, it's not crazy to where you lose control. It's definitely controllable once you feel the car's rear kind of like flip. For a certified run or for just like cutting up, that is something that you do not want. So definitely not an S tier anymore. It's handling pretty good. It's just the recorrecting. Can it grip right here? It can. But we do have to like let off a little bit, because if we apply gas continuously while merging, going to flip for sure. Squeeze through that. And then we almost lost control there. Okay, I mean, it's not horrible. It's not horrible, but it's also not there to get certified with for sure. It's pretty good though. It's pretty good. Just not the best. Okay, yep. You do not want that happening during a certified run. So for the G80, the sway wasn't that bad. I didn't really spin out as much as I did with these cars, the Audi, the Bentley, and the M2. So I'm gonna give this an A tier. Very close to being a B tier, but I'm gonna be nice and give it a good old A tier. All right, next we have the BMW M340i. Now this is not the crisp spec, this is the velocity spec. So it's not the same car, but it could handle just like the crisp spec. So we'll see how this goes. I've also have not driven this before. I know that the M340i that we all know and love, that car handles really good. It's one of the best handling cars in the game, in my opinion. Let's see if the same applies to this car. Let's see. So those first two cuts, I did feel a little bit of a oh, there's definitely a sway in this one. Definitely a sway, but it's not as bad as the last car. So this could be, I mean, I did rate that car an A tier. This could be like a high A tier as well. But let's not judge too quick. Let's get some more cuts going. Squeeze through that, go off to the side, come back in. Oh, yep. There was one correction there, but that was on me. I did not flow correctly. Yeah, there's definitely a sway. It's like a tiny sway. It's not too crazy, but it's definitely not comfortable when getting certified runs. Let's go cut up a little bit more. Let's go more aggressive. Go to the outside, back in. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Like I said, there's some sway, but it's not as bad as the last car. This could be like a high A tier car. Definitely not an S tier to get certified in. Oh god, okay. That might have been me, but like I said, you do not want that happening during a certified run, especially when going fast and aggressive. So the M340i velocity spec is going to get a high A tier. Next, we have the BMW G82. Now, this is not the G82 crisp spec. This is, I think this is like an older BMW model G82 that they had before. So this could have like the old handling grip, not the newer one. So let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, there's definitely no sway at all. This car handles really good. Wait, actually, there might be a little bit of sway. Just a tiny bit. It's kind of like building less and less, starting from from the car before the last car. I forgot what car I rated before the MT40i, but it's like getting less and less, but there's definitely some sway. It's kind of weird how that works. So far, I mean, we're doing pretty good. The more y'all cut up with this, the less you would like kind of not feel the sway in a way. Like there's less correcting, so this could be suitable to get certified in. I don't know, I feel like I need like a whole bunch of cars in front of me and for me to get in like a rush hour type flow to really know the handling of this car. So far I feel like I'm gonna give this like a low S tier, but there's always that like slight chance that this could be a high A tier, and I'm kind of leaning towards that. I'm not gonna lie, the handling is definitely there. It's just hard to come to a conclusion on what tier this is gonna stay at. Definitely there. Kind of like how this car is flowing right now. It definitely does not lose grip though, so that's a plus. But that sway, I'm feeling like that little bit of sway, kind of weird. So let's go rate this thing. So the BMW G82, the handling is there, but there's a little bit of sway that is not that noticeable. So I think I'm gonna rate this a high A. I want everything to be perfect when rating something to an S tier, but there is like a tiny bit of sway. If there was no sway at all, then this would have been another S tier. This is the BMW M5 E60. I don't think I've driven it before, so another first timer for me, bro. There's so many BMWs on this list. I kind of want to drive a different brand, but we got a whole bunch of BMWs. Bro, is that really like how big the paddle shifters are? They are humongous. Okay, right off the bat. Oh my god, we're getting some lag spikes. I don't feel any sway, but I do want a cluster of cars to come up. All right, let's try right here. Okay, maybe there is a little bit of sway. Okay, hold on. That's on me, that's on me. Okay. There's definitely a little bit more sway than the last car. Like I'm trying to drive the same way as I am with all of the cars just to get like a fair judgment with all of them. I mean, it's like it's there sometimes, but then it's not there. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I'm gonna have to here, let's get some more like wide cuts going. Ooh, wait, hold on. Okay, hold on, that might have been on me. That might have been on me. I probably might have not put as much brake as I should have right there. Okay, the turning is not bad, but it feels like it's not that responsive, or it's not as grippy. But it also could be just because of me. That's what I'm afraid. It could be me just messing up and not the car. So I'm trying to get some more wheel time with this thing. Do I think that this car can be used to get certified? I don't think so. So this could be like a high A car. There's some sway back there with that like wiggle. A little bit of sway on that one as well, on the wide. This is gonna be a little bit hard. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's built to get certified in. So let's put this on the tier list. I think for the BMW M5 E60, this car is gonna get a high A tier. I think that's fair. We finally have a car that is not a BMW. This is the Cadillac CT5V, and this is a recent release. So, oh my god, you hear that? Damn, that is crazy sounding. But yeah, this is a recent release, so this could have that handling that everyone knows and loves. That is like the grippiest of the grip. So this could be a potential S tier. Let's try this out. Oh yeah, this has the grip for sure. The steering just remains heavy on every cut. There's no sway at all. There's like zero sway. Definite S tier right here. Yeah, it just remained heavy. There was no sway at all on those like wide cuts. Even right here. A little bit of a correction at the end, but that's because I turned the wheel a little bit too much while applying gas. Just squeeze through that. Yeah, this is just insane, bro. No! Maybe we took the turn a little bit too wide. Okay, now that I think about it, there is a potential that this could be like a high A. But do I think this car is built to get certified in? Yes. But this is where like the gamble is. I think the CT5V is going to be... I think it's going to be a high A. Now let me explain. There were some times where the car felt like it didn't grip well, especially during like high speeds and wider cuts. I know that these cars were able to do that no problem. I know I was glazing the car, but at the same time, in the back of my head, I was like, that did not grip too well on that wide turn, even though the gas was like at a steady rate and I was not pressing it all the way, or even I would just like lift the car and like try to coast through it, it would not grip that well. So this is going to be a high A. It's like edging S, but just like a very high A. So I think that's fair. All right, this is the Camaro ZL1. Now, if I remember correctly, I think a friend of mine who I record with and he plays No Hesi a lot, I think he gave some like high praise to this car and he said that it's a really good car to cut up in. So I'm going to take his note on that and say that this could be a potential S tier, but also a high A tier. So let's see how this goes. All right, here we go. Let's get some cuts going. Oh, wait, hold on, he might be right. There's no sway, the wheel is heavy. Okay, a little bit of traction loss there, but that was me. I took a really aggressive turn. The weight of the wheel is definitely there, and it's helping so much with these aggressive cuts at high speeds. All right. Oh, we timed that horribly. There's no sway at all. There is absolutely no sway. Even if I tried, it just keeps the grip there. All right, the ZL1. Where will this go? Definitely not a B. It's kind of, I mean, the grip was definitely there. There's no sway, but the size of the car is kind of wide. Is it built to get certified in? I think so. So I think I'm gonna give this like a low S tier. I think that's fair for this car. All right, next we have the Dodge Hellcat Red Eye. I've never driven this before, so I don't know what to expect, but I think this is also like kind of a recent release, so this could handle good. Let's see how it goes. Okay, right off the bat, the steering is very light. I didn't make any... Oh, wait, hold on. The steering is very light, but I mean, it keeps the grip. Okay, losing some control, but that's kind of normal with those kind of cuts. Okay, there's something in the wheel that feels kind of weird. Don't know how to really point it out, but just keep on... No! Ooh, that was close. We definitely have the grip for sure. But I don't know, it's not really a sway, but there's something in the wheel that feels like you kind of lose grip in a way. I don't know if that's like the wheel setting, but I mean, I have not adjusted anything in this car or like the wheel, so I could be just overthinking it. Now, what is the verdict for this car? Well, to take that a little worm. This actually handles pretty good. Okay, maybe I got my verdict. Let's go to the tier list. I think the Hellcat Red Eye between A and S for sure. I think this is going to be another low S. All right, next we have the Mustang GT350. I've used this car a while ago, and I don't remember if I enjoyed it or not, but I do like Mustang, so hopefully this is going to be a high tier. Okay, so there's definitely no sway to it. This car is very grippy. I'm able to take these turns very aggressively at a good pace of speed as well. So this could be another S tier. Losing some control there. But other than that, it does have the control. It has the grip. Do I think it's built for getting certified? Possibly. But let me try to get some more runtime here. See if we can catch any flaws with this car. Yeah, I didn't even lose grip on that like sharp turn. Okay, I hit that car because I was going too fast, so that was on me. Not sure about this car actually. So the Mustang GT350, I think this deserves like a mid S tier for sure. Mid S tier for the GT350. Next we have the Lexus LC500. Now the last time I used this car was around like the first week I started playing on No Hesi, so it has been quite a while, and I'm not sure if they've done any like recent updates to it. They definitely updated the picture for it when you're like selecting the car, so I'm not sure if they've done that along with like the tuning of the car, because when I first tried out this car I thought it was meant for like specifically drifting, and it could still be the same thing now. I'm not gonna apply any tunes, no nothing. I haven't been applying tunes on these cars, just running it stock just to see how it is. But let's see if this car is capable of cutting up. The only thing I've been doing is just lowering the force feedback for each car to like a specific range. But other than that, no tunes have been added. It feels very light. There's definitely some weight reduction to this thing. I mean, just looking at how there's no hood on this car feels very light. This car handles pretty good. It just, I think there's a bit of sway to it, just a tiny bit of sway. Oh my goodness, that was actually kind of crazy. That actually wasn't that bad. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna put this on the tier list, because I don't know. This car's good, but also, like I said, we gotta consider the body size. This is a wide body, so squeezing through gaps is gonna be quite different than like cutting up with the 1M or something. And also, this car is pretty long. It has the grip. The car size is a factor that we gotta consider. So let's go bring this to the tier list. But the LC500, do I think it's built to get certified in? Possibly, but I don't think it's 100% there. So I'm gonna put this at a good old A tier. Now next we have the Lexus LFA. I've rarely used this car. Actually, the car size, looking at it, it looks decent. I feel like this could be, car's kind of long, but it's not that wide. So this could potentially be either a high A tier or just a low S tier. So let's see how this goes. There's a tiny bit of sway. Just like a tiny bit. It's like barely even noticeable. Or maybe there's no sway. I don't know. That felt kind of weird when I was like trying to not really speed up, but like I was braking while cutting up. Oh my god. Also with this car being right-hand drive, which is not what I'm used to, it is going to be kind of weird cutting up with this thing. Oh god. Oh god. Almost lost it there. I think this car, it definitely has the grip for sure, but the handling feels kind of, it feels kind of light. It feels kind of off in a way. The grip isn't there 100% of the time, even though you're just like coasting through it. I feel like there's something off. It's not sway, but like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. There is like a tiny flaw when making like tight cuts for sure. At like a high speed. It's like a heavy sway in a way. So it's a sway but like heavy. Usually when I'm talking about swaying, it's like when the car's force feedback loses weight and then you kind of just like have to recorrect it on your own. But for this one, there's a sway, but it's like heavy. But that is all I feel on this car. Other than that, it has the grip, and it definitely has the size to like squeeze through these gaps. It's just that tiny little heavy sway that I'm feeling right now. So for the LFA, I think I'm gonna give this another A tier, like a mid A tier. But we still got so many more cars to go. I'm sorry if you want to see like some more gameplay and cutting up, but we got 60 something cars to go through. So trying to speed through each one as fast as I can while also giving my fair judgment. So by the way, if you guys think otherwise for any of these cars, please let me know. I want to know your guys' thoughts on these cars and what you think, because there could be cars on the tier list that are like not S tier but a lot of people use. So let me know what you guys think about the list so far. All right, next we have the Lotus Evora GT430. I remember back in a video I did say how this car was really underrated and how it was really good, just not used enough. And it was first recommended by Dabatron, also a good friend of mine. So let's see if this is gonna be an S tier. And the reason why this car is underrated in my opinion is because it's very small. It has that size advantage, and also it does have that handling advantage. Last time I used this. So let's see if I can get some good cuts here and show you guys what I mean by this car is underrated. Oh my god, this car is small, it has the grip, I feel absolutely no sway to it. The heaviness of the steering is still there when I'm taking these cuts. That was me, I did not hit the brakes hard enough and I was going way too fast. But yeah, this basically feels like the 1M in a way. It has the weight of the steering that just stays with each cut. So it doesn't feel like you're losing grip or like you have to recorrect the car if it spins out. It feels amazing. This car is very underrated. I think I should focus more on this car when trying to get certified. And yeah, just an overall really good car. It has, like I said, the size advantage, so we can squeeze through them tight gaps and get the big combos. The only thing, the only flaw that I think is the windshield. The windshield's dirty, kind of getting in the way of me seeing if there's traffic cars up ahead. But yeah, on a serious note though, this car is definitely up there with the other S tier cars. So let's go put this on the tier list after we get this white line going. Hold on. Oh my god, we kind of lost control there. All right, the Lotus Evora GT430 is going to be a good old S tier. Next, we have the McLaren 600 LT, our first McLaren of the day. Last time I used this car, I don't think I was a fan with the handling. I think there was like too much sway to it. So let's see if the same applies to this car today. I think I enjoyed the 720 more, but I think that's a tier 2 or tier 3 car. So unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing that on this tier list, but maybe if you guys want to see more, I can do the tier 2 cars and tier 3 cars. Wait, hold on, I might be wrong. I might actually be wrong. It's either I don't have good memory or this car got a recent update that I have not tried out yet. Last time I used this was like probably sometime last year, so it most likely got some type of update, because I don't remember like loving this car when I was cutting up with it. And this thing, it handles very nice. There's no sway to it. It has the grip, it has the heaviness of the wheel, and you can really feel the car like gripping on every cut. Even on these wide ones right here, I can feel the car like just stick to the ground and not spin out, not sway, not lose control, no nothing. Yeah, I'm trying to do this a lot and take like wide cuts, and it's not losing it at all. I don't feel anything where I have to like recorrect the wheel as well. Just okay, that was me just going way too fast. This car is pretty good. Maybe there was like a recent update with it. A bit of a lag spike there, but that doesn't matter. I think we made it through all of that. The McLaren 600 LT is going to get an S tier. Next, we have the Mercedes Brabus GT600. I don't remember the last time I used this, but this was definitely one of like the first releases when they were coming out with like weekly cars and they're releasing all the trailers for it. This is for sure one of the first cars, I think like maybe the second or third car that they released. So it has been a while since this thing has been out, and that's probably the last time I've used this car. So I'm not sure if it has gotten any updates or anything like that. So let's see how this goes. It does have the width, so we can like white line in a way like this. But the car length is what's also concerning. But if you're fast enough, and like I said, with the width of the car, you can squeeze through these gaps. So far, there is like no sway. The heaviness of the wheel stays with the car when it merges or when I turn and stuff like that. It's just I gotta get used to this car a little bit. I don't think I lowered down the force feedback. The wheel feels a little bit too heavy for my liking. But we'll just keep running with it. See if we can get some more cool cuts here. Tight ones right here. Oh, we tapped right there. And I feel like if the car was a little bit shorter, I would not have tapped that car. But other than that, this car feels like it has the grip for sure. And it does not have any sway to it. No sway at all. This car handle is pretty good. Keep getting some cuts here. Oh, lag spike, but we still made it through. Another lag spike. Still made it through. We're losing control. Low-key white lining right here. Oh, that was sick. Let me see if I lower down the force feedback because the wheel felt really heavy. Oh, I did. I gotta lower it down just a little bit more. All right, the GT600, I think this is going to get a high A tier. Now, the reason why I put this as an A tier is because of the car length. As you saw earlier, if the car was a little bit shorter, I would have made a couple of those cuts for sure, but because of the car being so long, I did tap. But I think this is a high A tier, not like a low or mid A tier. Definitely a high A tier. It's edging S, so I think that's fair. All right, next we have a Nissan Maxima A32 with a 2JZ engine. I've never used this before. I think it's a pretty recent release as well. I feel like this car definitely has the size to be able to fit through these gaps, so we'll consider that. And then with this being a recent release, it's gonna have the handling for sure, right? Surely. We're just cruising through this like nothing. Bro, I can hear like the red line, but the car is still building RPM. Not sure what that's about, but so far the handling, it's there. There's no sway when cutting up. The weight of the wheel is still there when making these cuts, so it doesn't feel like you're losing grip or anything like that. I think this might be another S tier car. The S tier list is just continues to grow. And like I said earlier in the video, if I'm going to be using a car that was recently like updated or released by No Hesi, those cars are for sure going to be handling really good and just a straight up S tier. And with this being for sure a release within like a few months ago, this has to be another S tier car. Do I think it's built for certified runs? For sure. All right, the Nissan Maxima, which is this right here. This is going to be an S tier. And now next we have a Nissan Sentra Nismo. And I'm pretty sure this was one of the cars released with the last car, the Nissan A32. So I would assume that this car is gonna handle the same. It's just weird that a Sentra is in No Hesi. I've never expected this car to be here. I've never tried this out. There's potential here that this could be like a little bit of a sleeper build. Just, I don't know. This car's giving me a sleeper build type vibe. So this car definitely has the size advantage. This is a pretty small car. So let's see if it has the handling. But like I said, I think this was one of the cars released with the Maxima. I was correct. This car handles already pretty well. Squeeze through these tight gaps. The handling is there. Try to go back and forth. I think this could be another S. Oh my goodness. No, we were going a little bit too fast there. Could be another S, guys. This could be another S. This is definitely a sleeper build for sure, though. Bro, this is so weird. A Sentra is driving and sounding like this. Oh no! I thought I was able to squeeze through that. I probably could have. Hold on, bro. My goodness, so aggressive. Some more cuts here before we put this on the tier list, but this is for sure gonna be another S tier car, built for certified type car. So let's just, okay, we couldn't get a cut right there. Let's try this again. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, this car can definitely be used to get certified in their upcoming 6.5 series. Oh my goodness, this thing grips. Yeah, this car is pretty good. Let's go put this on the tier list. And Nissan Sentra is going to be an S tier. All right, next we have the Toyota GR Yaris. Now, just looking at the car, this car is pretty small, so this definitely has the advantage to squeeze through the tight gaps. But does it have the handling? It's very possible, so let's go try this out. I'm not sure when this car was released, but I don't think I've used this one before. I've seen it like then and there, but never really drove it. So let's see how this thing handles. Like I said, size advantage, it can just squeeze through like crazy. Yo, the force feedback is actually really light. Maybe I turned it down a little bit too much, but there's no I mean, actually, let's go cut up a little bit more because we were barely turning the wheel for the first 10 seconds of this run. Okay, there is some sway. I can feel some sway. Let me go turn up the force feedback. Actually, I feel like I turned it down a little bit too much. Let's put it to 80 and let's try again. All right, so I can feel a lot more of the car, but now I can feel a little bit more of that sway that I was feeling earlier. It's not too crazy. I can still feel the grip and the control of the car very well, but the sway is definitely there, and you may have to correct the car at some times during aggressive runs like these. But yeah, like I said, there's definitely a sway there, so you got to consider that. This could not be an S tier, but it could also be like a high A tier. But let's go get some more run time with this. We almost hit that car. That was very close. Do I think that this is built for certified? There's a chance. I feel like this car at some point was one of the cars that most of the players used to get certified in. I'm not sure if it's this current season, but definitely one of the older seasons I did see this car on the top leaderboards. But like I also said, I'm not applying any tunes, and those runs were most likely used with a tune. So with the right tune with this car, you can make the sway kind of go away, and then you have the size advantage with this car being so small. It's a hatchback, but like there is like a tiny bit of sway, but it feels like it just grips at the same time. It feels like a really good solid car to use to get certified runs. You can kind of hear the car like gripping as well and kind of losing traction, but it's very easy to recorrect. So we also got to consider that before putting this on the tier list. This car is solid. I think it's good. I feel like I judged it a little bit too quick, but after getting some more runtime with this car is definitely higher than what I first thought. Oh my god, look at my points. I'm already at 60 or 70 million points, 80 million points. What the heck? But yeah, definitely a solid car for sure. Let's go put this on the list. The Toyota GR Yaris, I think is gonna get like, let's do an S tier. I think this is fair. Like a low S tier. It's edge in A, but I think it deserves an S tier. Just because of the size advantage, it's like huge, because this is the smallest car that we've driven so far, and you gotta use it to your advantage to squeeze through those tight gaps. And if you apply a tune, it's gonna handle like a beast. So I think this rating is fair. Next we have the Toyota Mark IV Supra. I've used this before. I've actually seen this car on the top leaderboards in the current series and the last series, I think. So this car could be a potential S tier. But the thing is, I've never used this for a certified run or for like runs in general. So let's see how this goes. Oh my god, with this car being right-hand drive, it is gonna be a little bit difficult for me because I'm not used to this side of the car. But so far, I mean, a few of these cuts have just been really nice. It's been feeling really solid. There's no sway. The weight of the wheel is still there when I'm merging. Even when applying gas, I don't feel like I'm losing control of the car. The grip is there. It's really solid. Oh, almost lost it there. It's just this car being right-hand drive. I'm not used to it. So this is like a personal issue for me. Also, this car is kind of skinny as well. So it can definitely squeeze through these tight gaps for sure. If you're fast enough and you have the right timing, you can definitely hit those extra crazy combos because of the width of this car is pretty skinny. Just like squeezing through those, you gotta find like a tighter gap, kind of like that, and that. This one's a little bit too wide, but let's just take the outside anyway. This gap. Oh, that handled really well. I didn't feel the car sway or lose control or anything. I timed that perfectly well. Oh god, this might be an S tier. I've seen this car on the top leaderboards recently, either in this current series or the last series. I've seen this car being used a lot. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that I'm about to put this on an S tier, but oh my god, this car handles really well. The Toyota Mark IV Supra is going to get another S tier. Dude, the only C tier is the M2. I feel kind of bad. There's no way that this is going to be the only car down. I feel like one of these cars is going to slip up and I'm going to have to put it like C or D. But at the same time, I feel like I'm being a little bit too nice with the list because, you know, these cars all handle very well and they all have the grip. It's just the only unfortunate thing for this M2 is it didn't feel like it had the grip like what all of these cars had, and it had so much sway to it. So unfortunate for this car, but other than that, I feel like this is a pretty fair list. Let me know your thoughts on the list so far in the comments below. All right, this is the Volkswagen Golf R. I think this is a recent release as well, maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, and I've never used it, so let's see how this goes. And before we go, just look at the size of the car. It is one of those small car, so this could be another S tier car, being that this is a recent release and the car size is pretty small. So let's put this out on the road. Let's see how this does. Okay, well we're already white lining, bro. All right. Okay, all right. Right off the bat, we did like a cool zigzag, so that is definitely a plus. Like I said, this car is a recent release, so it most likely has like the all up-to-date handling tunes that they do on their recent cars, and I can definitely feel no sway. It definitely feels like this is gonna be another S tier car. I mean, like, the size of the car already a huge advantage if you want to use this car for a certified run. Oh my god, we actually squeezed on the turn. That is insane. I rarely do that. Wow. Wait, that is actually insane. We're squeezing through all of these guys. All right. Yeah, we're taking these wide cuts very well. Oh my god, wait, that is insane. Do I feel like this is gonna be built for certified runs? Yes, for sure. This is definitely up there. If someone makes a tune for this thing, oh my god, bro, look at these squeezes. Yeah, if someone makes a tune for this car is gonna be a beast. I mean, even with the stock tune alone, this car is already cutting up like crazy. So just imagine this with a tune. The Volkswagen Golf R is going to be another S tier. Now next we have here is the Volkswagen Golf R, but a Mark 7.5. I'm not sure what the other Golf R was, but this is basically the similar car, but as you can see, this car is much shorter in length than the last car. This thing got a roll cage as well. It has like more add-ons. The idle is definitely louder, and the exhaust is very much louder. So, oh god, this is basically like an upgraded version. So I'm gonna assume that this car is gonna be another S tier. I've never used this car as well, so this is gonna be another first timer for me. With these small cars, it brings me back to when everyone was using that Civic hatchback on 415. People were using that meta like crazy. And I was one of those too. I got certified with it, the Civic hatchback, and then like I think the series after that, or shortly after, the Civic Hatch became a blacklisted vehicle to get certified in, and I think it still is. That car is really OP, but this car is kind of reminding me of it in a way, just because of the car size. And right off the bat, yeah, this is a definite S tier. It's squeezing through, the handling is there, the car size is very much smaller than the last one, so we have more of an advantage with like squeezing through these gaps, kind of like that. I almost had it. And this car is kind of slow, so that's also a advantage because it gives you more time to react and to make these tight cuts. Because if you're going fast, full pedal to the metal, you can time the cut wrong. But I mean, of course, with the FOV method and all of these other methods that people are using to get certified in, you could use that. It's gonna make the cars look like they're going much slower. But if you're not using the FOV method, this is definitely like a plus with the speed and power of this car. It's definitely a advantage when you're slower, because you can time the cuts a lot more better than the faster ones. If we can just wiggle through this. Okay, we almost had it. I'm not that locked in. I need to turn the car a little bit more, but there's definitely no sway. The grip is all there. This is definitely another S tier for sure. Damn, bro. The traffic always clears on this part of the map. I'm not sure why, but let's go put this on the tier list. All right, the Golf R Mark 7.5 is going to be with the other Golf R in the S tier. Next, we have the Alfa Romeo, I think it's called like Quadrifoglio or something. Hopefully I pronounced that right this time. Last time I used this car was actually when I made the video where I was trying out free public No Hesi cars. So I don't remember if I enjoyed this one or not, but let's go find out. Not sure how long ago that video was, but that video did pretty good. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far, because it took a while to figure out which cars were free. And then when I realized that there were like 60 something cars out there that are for free, I was like, damn, time really does fly. Because I remember when the list was really short back then when I first started playing. All right, let's go. Let's see what we can do with this car. Oh, there's definitely some sway. Yeah, I can definitely feel a sway. It doesn't feel like I'm losing grip, but there's definitely a sway. That's kind of unfortunate because I feel like in that video I was doing pretty good with this car and I was like enjoying it. Maybe if you like apply a tune or something, like I said, I'm not gonna be applying tunes on this. This car can definitely cut up for sure, but it's just the sway that some of these cars have that it won't work for a certified run, in my opinion. Like, if you want the best car to get certified in, you need a car that has no sway, it has all the grip, and it has obviously the size advantage. That's why those Golf R's became an S tier. But for this, it has the handling, but it's just that like sway it has that you got to recorrect on almost every single cut that you make. I can feel the weight of the wheel trying to like counter steer in a way after making every cut. I'm not doing, I mean, we did kick the back end there a little bit, but all of the other cuts after that I did not lose control, but the wheel felt like it had to counter steer. And that is something that you don't want happening, especially consistently during a certified run. So this is unfortunately not going to be an S tier. It's most likely going to be an A tier. But like I said, if you guys apply some tunes on this, it could probably be a way better car than what I'm dealing with right now. I don't even know if this car has been seen in the leaderboards as well. I mean, this is kind of a recent release. Holy gap that I was not able to squeeze through. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Alright, I think I'm ready to put this on the tier list. I'm just getting constant sways on every single cut. I was thinking maybe it's like me just cutting up aggressively, but like even when I'm swerving very slowly like this, I can feel a little bit of a sway that I have to recorrect at some times. So that is definitely, like I said, not what you want during a certified run. Now, is this car built for certified? I think it is, but only if you like apply a tune, or if you, yeah, I mean, only the only way is applying a tune that can make the car handle a lot more easier. But with the stock, I don't think it's built for certified runs, so this is gonna be an A tier. It's still pretty good, just not for my liking personally for certified runs. All right, next we have the Audi RS5. I think I've used this car a few times, but I don't remember how it handles, and I don't think this is a recent release, so let's see how this goes. Oh, hold on. This car might be proving me wrong. I thought this car was gonna have sway because it wasn't like, it didn't feel like a recent release, but this thing, it handles pretty well. The weight of the car, the weight on the wheel, it feels like it's all there. Oh yeah, for sure it is all there. I feel absolutely no sway. The weight of the wheels is there, so it feels like the vehicle is planted onto the ground. Wait, that's actually insane. This car just proved me wrong. We have not hit a single car yet. Oh my goodness. And I'm getting a little bit of lag spikes, but that's fine. If we can make this cut here on the turn. Yes, we can. This one too. Oh no. It's always that like tiny curve that always gets me. Yeah, look at us. We're at 70 million points. I think our highest on like any car so far is like 80 million. So we're about to get the highest amount of points with this car. Yep, we are just about to hit 100 milli. Bro, this car handles really well. I think this is a straight up S tier. No, and we ruined our points. 108 million. I feel like that was the fastest rating that we've ever done. That is going to go to an S tier. That is insane. This car handles pretty well, so I think this is going to be built for certified. All right, and the next car is a BMW M2, which is actually Kyrex's spec. So this kind of falls in the same category as the M2 that was unfortunately a C tier. It has been a while since I've used this car. Like I said, when I was using the other M2, that was the car I got certified with, but it's either this car or the other car with the carbon fiber bits that I got certified in. So like I said, with that car, this car may have some history with me, but unfortunately, let's see if it's updated and if it handles the same. If not, prove me wrong. Hopefully it does, and we can put this at a higher tier and not another S tier car, because that's going to be unfortunate because they're basically the same car. And also Kyrex was like really happy when I used his car to get certified in for the first time. So oh man, I'm gonna feel so bad if this is like another low tier. Oh my god, yeah, there's some sway. Oh my god, it's basically the same sway as the other M2, you know, with the right throttle control. I mean, actually no, it's like all there. It's all the same thing. No, I feel very bad now. I'm so sorry, Kyrex, if you're watching this, but your car is not updated. It doesn't have the handling or the grippiness. It has like not like a crazy amount of sway, but it's definitely a sway that is there and that I do not like. And especially for certified runs, like I said with the other cars, having a sway is not what you want for certified runs. At almost every cut, I need to recorrect the car, even though it's like the slightest turn possible. You feel the weight of the wheel just counter steer on every single cut, and it is not fun. Damn, bro, I feel kind of bad. I mean, it's not really that bad. I feel like this deserves a little bit of love. Definitely not gonna go to the lowest tier. You can definitely still cut up with this car, just not for certified runs. So yeah, let's go put this on the list. For some reason, this car felt like it had a lot more sway than this M2. So I don't know. I don't feel like it's a C. I feel like this could be a possible B. It's weird because if I put this on the B tier, this car was released after this. So it would, I don't know, it feels weird to to put this on a B tier, but I think it deserves a B tier. You can still cut up with it. It still has the grip. It still has all of the stuff that you need to do long runs in, just not like for certified, because for certified runs, you want to have grip at all times and not like spinning out or counter steering or anything like that. And that's what all of these cars are capable of. But for this one and for this one, it does have the sway. So at almost every single cut, you're going to have to recorrect the car. But for some reason, I feel like this would be a B. But it's also confusing because this is a C. Let me know your thoughts if you guys want to try out both cars and see which one handles better or if they handle the same. Let me know in the comments. And next we have the BMW M5 Comp. And I just got the little side message saying that this car is not eligible for points. So this car is definitely not the one for certified, so we're probably gonna note that down. But if you just want to cut up, have fun, cut up with your friends, let's see if this is capable of doing that. I've never used this car before as well. I'm not sure if this is a recent release, so this could have not the best handling. Yeah, this basically has the same sway as the M2 that we just used, not the other M2 with the carbon fiber. This one feels a lot more heavier. I mean, it is an M5. It is a much bigger car than the M2. But the sway is definitely there, unfortunately. You can still cut up with this though. But do I think it's built for certified runs? Definitely not. I mean, points won't save for this car regardless, so that is definitely an unfortunate thing about this car. Can you cut up with this car? 100%. Yeah, there's some sway. I tried to do like a little wiggle there and I almost lost control of the car right away. All right, the M5, which is right here. I think this is going to be another B tier, unfortunately. I think that's fair though. Next, we have the BMW M8, and y'all already know about M8. It is a pretty long car, so that is definitely a slight disadvantage to this car. Let's go see if it has the handling, the grip to be able to... Oh my god, look at the lights. I think I've used the M8 a handful of times, and I don't know if I enjoyed it or not. So I'm crossing my fingers that this does not have any sway, because I genuinely do like the look of the M8. I think the M8 looks really cool. Oh god, a little bit of a lag spike and another lag spike. Oh, almost lost control there. Definitely has the grip, but there is a tiny bit of sway, but it's not that bad. It's not as bad as the last car, but the sway is definitely there. We can correct the car pretty quick without spinning out, so that's a plus. That's really like the only thing I can look for with the handling of these cars, is like if this car has a sway and you're gonna have to recorrect it at sometimes when using it. Oh my god, I can't believe I just fit through that gap. But yeah, this car definitely has like a tiny bit of sway, just a little bit. Is it capable of cutting up? Yes. Is it capable of going for certified runs? I'd say yes. Just not consistently for sure. Like I said with the other car, if you apply like a really good tune for this to minimize that sway and make the handling a lot more better than it comes stock, and this car is for sure an S tier. But so far, I think this is gonna go to an A, just because of that tiny sway. I know that it's like a tiny thing, but like I said with the other cars, if you're trying to get certified, you want the car to be like on top of everything. You don't want any sway, you want all the grip, you don't want to lose control, this and that. I think the M8 deserves an A tier. I think that's fair. All right, next we have the BMW X5M. This is actually one of my favorite SUVs, along with the X3M, but I think the X3M is a tier 2 or 3 car, so unfortunately we can't drive that in this video. But the X5M is still pretty good. I've driven this kind of a lot, but I've driven obviously the X3M a lot more, so I think this is gonna be an S tier. But let's go see if anything has changed with this car, which I highly doubt. If I were to choose between this car and the X3M, I would 100% go with the X3M. The X3M handles amazing, and I've seen other players go crazy with the X3M. All right, so far, let me try to get some more like aggressive cuts going. Knowing that I'm in a SUV, I'm kind of like more careful. Yeah, there's There's zero sway. The grip is all there. I mean, this car is also kind of thin. It's just a tall car, which doesn't really matter if it's a tall car. What really matters is the length and the width of a car. When squeezing through gaps, the height really does not matter at all. I think this could be another S tier. I'm not gonna lie. Do I think it's built for certified runs? Potentially. Having a little bit of second thoughts here, but do I think it's built for cutting up just for fun? For sure, 100%. All of these cars are built for cutting up, so without a doubt, this car is very much built for that. Let me put some more run time with this car real quick. Let's go a little bit more further, try to get some more aggressive cuts here, and then I'm gonna put this on the tier list. Here we can squeeze through that. Go here. That actually handled pretty well. A lot more better than I expected, considering this is an SUV, so you would think that it would handle kind of like heavy in a way and like sway, but they actually tuned this car pretty well and it handles just like the other S tier cars. Yeah, that like did not sway at all. Maybe through here? Nope, no sway. Zero sway. All right, let's put this on the tier list. I think I got it down. For the X5M, I think this deserves a low S tier. I think that's fair. We got a whole bunch of S tier cars. We got one row of A tier, 4 B tiers, and only 1 C tier. I feel so bad for the C tier, but I think, I don't know, I feel like one of these cars coming up is gonna be a C tier. I don't think anything is gonna go to a D tier. That is for sure. Let's keep on going. Let's go to the next car. All right, next we have the Corvette ZR1. This is one of my favorite cars just because, just listen to the back here. Sounds beautiful. Yeah, that just sounds insane. But what matters most is the handling. I've driven this car a lot too, so I'm hoping that it's gonna be an S tier. Let's see how this goes. Right off the bat, there's definitely no sway, so that is always a plus. No sway to the car. The wheel remains heavy and it grips. It handles really well. So let's just keep this run going, see if we can get some cool aggressive cuts, really test the tuning of this car. Okay, I was going too fast right there. No, we tapped. Keep on going though. We're taking these wide turns just like that. Yeah, though, I mean, it's just handling very well on those type of cuts. I'm always trying to take the wide ones, like go from the right to all the way to the left, to the middle, back to the right, and then just repeat. No, the rear. I got smacked in the rear. Pause. Yeah, it's handling pretty solid. I really do like this. Do I think it's built for certified? Yes. Gotta make some tight turns here and it held on pretty well. So we'll note that down as well. Try to get maybe a few more aggressive cuts in here. Yeah, it just grips. It's holding on really well right here. Yeah, that is all I needed to do. This is a definite S tier, and we squeezed through that. Let's go. Oh yeah, this is handling very well. No sway, all grip. All right, the ZR1 is going to be another S tier. Oh my god, we're starting another row for the S tier. All right, next we have the Chrysler 300 Hellcat. I've never used it before, so let's see how this goes. Oh, this is solid. This is solid for sure. I feel no sway. It's just like the last car. There's no sway. The heaviness of the wheel on every single turn, so it feels like the car is not spinning out. So it's easy to control. And yeah, just a solid car so far. We haven't even reached the tunnel, and I feel like I should put this on the tier list already, but let's give this a couple more minutes of run time. See what type of aggressive cuts that we can take to really put this tune to a test just like that. I didn't feel the car sway at all or like spin out during those tight turns. Okay. Oh yeah, this thing's solid. This thing is really solid. Do I think this is built for certified runs? 100%. All right, the Chrysler 300 Hellcat is gonna be an S tier. Next, we have the Dodge Challenger Hellcat Red Eye. I've never used this car before. So far, the muscle cars that we've driven have all been, not all, but they've been S tier. So I wouldn't be surprised if this could be a potential S tier. So let's see how this goes. I do feel a little bit of a sway going on, but I think it's too early to tell. Actually, yeah, there's definitely like a tiny bit of sway. Oh, we actually gripped that very well. Yeah, there's like a tiny bit of sway. Very, very, very tiny. I think it's only when I really turn the wheel. But when I'm like smoothly coasting through the traffic, not really turning the wheel as much like this, I don't really feel it. So do I think it's capable of cutting up? Of course. But for certified runs, probably not. It's like 80% for certified runs for me. But the possibility of getting certified in this car is definitely there. I'm not gonna completely throw that out. But yeah, let's go put this on the tier list. I think I got my result for this car. I think the Challenger Hellcat Red Eye is gonna get a good A tier. I think that's fair because just because of that tiny sway, I mean, it's definitely possible to get certified in the Challenger. But if you wanted to use it like all the time and you want to be solid 100% through the entire run, I don't think that car is up for it. So I think an A tier is fair. All right, next we have the Viper GTS. I've driven this car as well in the past, and I also really enjoyed it. So let's see if this can live up to an S tier. Also, this car is pretty long too. The Viper, the hood is just like sticking out there. So that could give us a slight disadvantage when taking these cuts, but so far we're running pretty solid. Oh god, we cannot fit through that. All right, let's go back. Okay, not bad. Let's try to cut up a more aggressively. Oh god. So far there's no sway. It definitely grips very well on almost every single cut. There's like maybe a little bit of traction loss here and there, but that's probably because I'm cutting up and turning the wheel a little bit too much, so it's just losing traction. But other than that, it's running pretty good. I mean, the turning is solid. There's no sway, like I said. A pretty good car for cutting up, just in general. Like I said, I've used this car a lot in the past, and I never really had problems with it. I never really like wanted to stop using it, just like a one-time thing. I've always driven this car, even off camera. I've driven this a lot, so I think I got my verdict here for this car. It's handling pretty well too. So do I think it's good for certified runs? It's definitely there. So let's go get a few more cuts in. Maybe try to play more aggressively. See if we can make the car loose a little bit. No, it's handling so well. Let's go put this on the tier list. All right, the Viper GTS. I think I'm gonna go with a nice S tier. I think I'm being too nice. I think this should be an A, but I'm gonna give it an S. All right, next we have the Honda NSX-R, which is one of the first cars that I've driven in No Hesi as well. But I'm pretty sure this car has gotten a revamp, or like they made the grip better, the tuning better, and just the looks of the car better. So it's definitely not going to be the same car that I drove back then. This car is quick. I totally forgot how quick this thing picks up speed. We're on 5th gear. About to hit 300. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see how this thing cuts. Hold on, we try that again. Oh, wait. There is some sway. There is some sway to this. Oh god. It's actually not that bad, but it's definitely more than the other cars that I said had a little sway. It was like 50% sway. Those other ones were maybe like 10 to 20% sway. So this one you can really feel it when you're when you're swerving. Yeah, just like from that turn like that, and that turn, I could feel the wheel trying to fight back. And I don't like that. Alright, that handled pretty well. Felt the sway right there as well. So it's like almost on every cut where I can feel the wheel fighting back. And I do not like that. I mean, it can cut up for sure, and this thing is fast. So it is definitely capable of just cutting up for fun. For certified runs, the possibility is there for sure. I just think that you would have to apply a tune and it would fix most, if not all, of the problems that I have with this car. So I think I got my rating for this car. Let's go to the tier list. All right, the NSX-R is going to get a good old A tier. All right, next we have the Honda S2K. I don't think I've driven this car actually. I feel like I have, but I probably did a while ago. I'm not sure if this car has gotten any updates since then. So there is a possibility that I did not like this car back then, but we'll see. Let's see how this goes. This car feels like it has the perfect size to cut up, but let's see if it has the handling. I'm really hoping that it doesn't have any sway, because this car would be pretty nice to get certified in. Oh god. Ooh, it doesn't have any sway. It actually gripped pretty well on that tiny worm. Let's try to get like wide cuts going. Yeah, there's no sway. I feel nothing. That is actually really nice. And we can white line as well, I think. Yep, we can definitely white line, but let's try to make some more aggressive, wider cuts, just like that. It gripped pretty well. The wheel wasn't fighting back or anything. I didn't feel the rear end kick back at all. So far, it's solid. I feel like with this upcoming Series 6.5, there's a possibility I can do a series where I try to get certified in like more than one car. Since there are 3-minute runs, I wouldn't mind trying out other cars than just sticking with one car, because you know, 15 12-minute runs, 20-minute runs, those felt very long. And I know that there is like a part of the community that really does like the longer runs, but personally me, I really do like the shorter runs. It feels more of like a challenge to get the most amount of points in such short time, and it feels more of like a race to get the most points rather than who can last the longest in a run, which I feel like is more challenging than who can last the longest. Like in a 3-minute run, that feels like there's a lot more rush in that. So that is my own opinion on it. I'm really excited to try out 6.5 or 6.7, whatever the official series is for that. But yeah, I'm really excited for that, and let's see if I can start like another certified series. Let's try to bring back the old me and what I used to do back then. Anyways, I've been just cutting up. I've been cruising through these traffic cars, going wide cuts, going sharp cuts, and so far it's been very solid. I have no problems with this. This is probably one of my favorite cars so far to cut up in. We're at 102 million points. This is our highest amount, and we're just white lining this. Look, that is insane. I'm just full pedal right now, and we crashed. Okay. I think it's time to put this on the tier list. The S2K, without a doubt, is gonna go in S tier. This is a very well deserved S tier ranking. I feel like I'm being too nice with all of these S tiers because there's just so many, but at the same time, these cars all handle pretty well. All right, next we have the OG himself, Slap Train's car. This was actually released quite a while ago, so I'm not sure if they did any updates to it. It is purposely for drifting, so I'm also not sure if it's meant for cutting up or even if it's gonna do good cutting up. So this could be a short one. This could be, you know, this could surprise me, but let's see if this is specifically made for drifting, which I'm like 90% sure, or if they added like some cut up stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, this could possibly be just a drift car, but let's see if we can at least cut up with it. Bro, this is the most amount of sway I've ever felt in a car. I mean, to be fair, it is a drift car and Slap Train is meant for his drifting, but I can still cut up with it. The tires, it's not a straight up drift car, so there is some grip on the tires, but there's a whole bunch of sway. A lot more sway than the M2 comp, but I can still cut up with it, so I feel like that's always a plus. We can cut up with this car. Also, on every single cut, it's just a huge amount of sway. Even if I slightly turn the wheel, it just wants to start drifting. Oh boy, this might be like a quick rating right here. Is this car capable of cutting up? For sure. Not entirely, but it is definitely there. Oh god. But is this car good for getting certified? Definitely not. I'm so sorry, Slap Train, but your car is not gonna be an S tier or an A tier. So let's go put this on the tier list. All right, Slap Train's G35. Unfortunately, since I did say it had a lot more sway than this M2, I am so sorry. It's gonna have to be our first D tier car of the video. But to be fair, this car was meant for drifting specifically, and it is Slap Train's car, so I'm pretty sure it's tuned to his G35 that he has in real life. So yeah, there was no way that this car was made for cutting up and to get certified in, so unfortunately it's going to be a D tier. All right, next we have the Infiniti G37, which is actually one of my favorite cars when I first started on No Hesi, and I'm not sure if they've updated this car as well recently, but even if not, I think I still like really enjoyed it. But let's see if it's certified to get certified. All right, so far, little axe back there. Let's try to ignore that. We got a little worm. Oh, wait, hold on. There's no sway. Absolutely no sway. The wheel keeps the weight on every single cut. That is actually really nice. Okay, so that's a plus. And also, we are gripping on the road really well on these worms right here. I'm pretty sure it's possible to white line with this car as well. This car is pretty skinny. This might be an S tier, guys. This might be an S tier. Let's see if we can do this. Go on the outside, back in. Outside, back in. It holds really well on the slight turns as well when I'm full pedal. And when I'm going back in like this, it handles really well. There is like not much grip, but that's because I'm going a lot more faster. But if you apply like some brake and turn, it's definitely gonna grip. So I think we got our verdict for this one. This was quick. Do I think the G37 is able to get certified? Yes. So this is gonna go to another S tier. I wonder if we're gonna get 3 rows for an S tier. We still got like 1 whole row and 1 car left. So we're almost there. And next we have the Jeep Trackhawk. I think I've driven this maybe once or twice, and just looking at the back, it does have a pretty big old slick, but I don't think that's gonna affect the handling. It's just there for looks. But let's see if this is capable of cutting up. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna handle exactly like a drag car. Like I said, I've driven this once or twice, and I can't recall if I enjoyed it or not. So let's see how this goes. All right. I mean, considering this is an SUV, it's a big car. So there is a chance that these gaps, we can definitely not white line through. All right, let's see how we do right here. There's definitely, it feels like a reverse sway in a way. It feels kind of heavy on like the far end in a way, if that makes sense. Like the more you turn, the more heavier it gets. It wasn't like that with the other cars. It stayed like the same weight throughout every single cut, only for the S tier cars. But for this one, the more you turn, the heavier it gets, but there's no sway. So that's kind of a weird feeling in a way. So this is definitely not going to be an S tier. I think the braking not being good takes a huge part of that. So definitely not an S tier. So let's see if it falls under either A or a possible B, maybe even a C. But the C cars, those had like some crazy sway where you can't really control the car very well on every cut. But for this, I can control the car cutting up. Like, it cuts up pretty good. It handles pretty good. It's just the steering that feels kind of off. The grip is definitely there though. Cut through that. Yep, we were able to, and we can't brake in time, bro. Oh my goodness. All right, can the track cock cut up? Yes. Can it be used for certified runs? Definitely not if you're trying to go fast. The braking is a huge part because when you're going fast, you're gonna want to hit your brakes at some times, and you want to make sure that it's good, especially going fast. And you're in a track hawk. Track hawks are fast. So I think this is gonna fall into a B. I think that's fair for this car. All right, next we have my most favorite car in No Hesi, the Lamborghini SVJ. I already know that this is going to be an S tier. I've driven this car so many times, and I'm not going to be biased because I really do like the car, but the handling, the speed, the brakes is just perfect. Everything that they've done to this car is just perfect. So I'm not going to be surprised if it's going to be a straight up S tier. I should make it a challenge as well to try to get certified in this car, because that would be pretty cool. I don't think I've seen ever an SVJ on the top certified leaderboard. So that would be cool to see. It handles so well. Like, they really did such a good job with this car. Take wide cuts like this, no problem. Take another wide cut right here, and then back in. Another wide cut right here, and then back in, back here, just like that, back here. Yeah, this car is just perfect. Squeeze through that, go back, bro. This car is perfect. I want to get one more run in just because I genuinely enjoy driving this car a lot. Let's see what type of aggressive cuts we can make with this. Wide, go back in. That's like my most favorite. And that's kind of the true test with how good these cars can handle. Taking the outside from like right to left or from left to right, and just avoiding the middle lane, because it's not that big of a cut if you go from like one lane to the other. But if you swap to the other side of the highway, it really puts the car's handling to a test. So that's what I'm trying to do with all of these cuts. Like, go from here all the way back to the right, and then like try to hold it and then go back just like this, going back. If only there was a bigger gap. But yeah, I think I got my verdict for this one. This is an easy one. Let's go put it on the tier list. The SVJ is going to get a good old S tier. All right, next we have the Lamborghini Huracan, and this thing is also twin turboed, so this is gonna be quite fast. I've also used this car a lot and I really did enjoy it, so this could most likely be. So let's see how this goes. But why does it feel like the NSX-R is faster than this, if not like about the same speed? That is insane. They really made that car like very fast. All right, right off the bat, let's see how this goes. Hit the wides and then go back in right here. Oh yeah, that handles just like the SVJ. It handles really well. We need some more traffic cars to really put this to the test. Let's take this cut, wiggle right here. There we go. All right, yeah, this thing handles basically like the SVJ. It's solid. Oh my god, we actually squeezed through that. And we cannot squeeze through that. On the curve, I tapped a little bit. Let's go on the inside, back to the out, back to the out, back to the in. Just wiggle. This car's solid. There's like no doubt that this is not going to be an S tier car. I think this car has always been like a favorite as well. I mean, it's a Lambo, it's twin turboed, and it handles very well. It's very fast. So yeah, pretty solid car. I think I'm ready to put this on the tier list. Oh my goodness. All right, the twin turbo Lambo Huracan is going to get another S tier. I wonder if we can get 4 more S tier cars with these. So let's keep it going. All right, next we have a Lamborghini Urus or Urus. I don't know what's the right pronunciation, but I usually say Urus. And this is actually Chris's spec, the CEO of No Hesi. So this is his car spec'd to his car IRL. This is also like a very recent release as well. I think maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. I think this is gonna handle well. And I did like a whole video on it, but I don't remember how it handled. So let's go run a test. Let's see how this goes. Oh my god, we're actually, wait, what the heck? Why are we worming through this? Oh my, no! No, I was that, dude, I was about to lock in and just go throughout the whole entire, because I saw like the lane that I was gonna take, the flow that I was gonna take going through those cars, and it was about to look so sick doing this in a Urus. It handles good, but I need to cut up more because that kind of ruined it for me. Oh, this kind of has that one, like, I forgot which car it was, but it's a car I said that the more you turn, the heavier the steering gets. That is definitely what I feel for this car as well. So I'm not sure if this is going to be an S tier, unfortunately. It definitely handles good though. It's just, I mean, I feel like I'd rather take the way the wheel like gets heavier the more you turn the car than the sway, because the sway just makes the car uncontrollable, and it gives you the risk of like losing control of the car, whereas this, you just gotta turn more and just hold the car. Like, it holds the weight, it just gets a little bit heavier, and that's pretty much all. Everything else, the car is solid. The car is an SUV, so it is big for a certified run, so I'm not sure if it's capable of getting certified. It is possible, but definitely not the preference for everybody. It could handle though. It could cut up. Like, I'm trying to do like the good old wide cut turns, and it's handling pretty well. I'm not sure how I'm gonna rank this one actually. Let's try to get some more cuts in. Oh my god, we almost squeezed through the shoulder there. Let's try to go over here, squeeze through this. We managed. Go on the inside, go back out. That handled pretty well on the, oh no, not right there. Okay. Okay, I think I have an idea of what to rank this at. So it's definitely not going to be an S tier, unfortunately. I think it's fair if we put this on the A tier. All right, next we have the McLaren W1. I think this is going to be a straight up S tier because I've used this car trying to get certified in the beginning of this current series, I think, and everyone was using this because of its acceleration. It's very fast, and also the handling is really good. Yeah, I'm just going to predict that this is going to be an S tier, but of course we have to put this to the test, so let's get right on the road. I'm pretty sure this is like the fastest car that No Hesi has. All right, right off the bat. Oh my god, dude. Stop with the lag spikes. I was doing so good there until I started lag spiking. I didn't hit anybody, but it would have looked better if I didn't lag spike there. There's like no sway, no nothing. Everything's perfect. It's handling like an S tier car already. So that is always a plus. I feel like this car is going to be used a lot to get certified in, especially for those 3-minute runs, because you want to go as fast as you can and reach like the farthest possible while making the cuts. And this has the brake power, the acceleration power. It has everything that you need to get certified. Now I know why people were using this car at first, and I use it as well. Unfortunately, I didn't get certified with it. I think the reason why I was struggling was this car was too fast. This car was like way too fast to make the cuts on 415, so that's why I stopped using it. This car still remains a really good car to get certified in, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna remain that way for a very long time. But yeah, I think I got my rating for this one. Oh my god, the brakes are really good too. Quick and easy rating on the McLaren W1. Another S tier. We need 3 more cars to complete 3 rows. Let's see what those 3 cars are going to be. Next we have the Mercedes C63, which is also a pretty recent release. So without a doubt, I'm pretty sure this is going to handle amazing, and this is going to be another S tier car. But let's put this out on the road and see how we do. All right, right off the bat, the steering is very light, but that's probably because I adjusted it when I was trying it out for the first time, and I put it down to like 60%, but it doesn't feel like there's any sway to it. There's no like weird feelings with the steering when merging. Planted solid on the ground. I mean, with the recent release, like I said, these cars handle very, very, very well. So I'm not surprised if this is going to be another S tier car. Oh yeah, that just stuck to the ground. Yeah, it does on this slight turn. Held up pretty good. I think we spun a little bit back there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is so far a solid car. I think this could be another S tier. Let's see if we can try to cut up more aggressively though, because I am not getting those like wide cuts that I want to do. It's like this, back out, back in, back out, just like that. And it's holding down. It's doing pretty good. There is a tiny bit of, I feel like it's either a sway or I'm just like kicking the back end a little bit when I'm taking those wide cuts. I'm not sure what it could be. It's not consistent for sure. I feel it at times. I think it's just me kicking the back end, because if it were to be sway, I would have felt it in the beginning. So this is probably just losing a little bit of traction. Yeah, this is holding down pretty solid. Oh my goodness, that was a sick cut. Pretty sure we can white line this. No lag spike, but we still made it through. Oh no. Okay, I think I got my verdict for this. All right, the C63 is going to get an S tier. 2 more cars. All right, next we have another Mercedes C63. The last one was a C63S. This is just a C63, so I got the last one wrong. This is also a recent release, so I wouldn't be surprised if the same results from the last car are the same results to this car. So let's go put this out on the road. Oh my god, we got a lot more traffic cars to start off, thank goodness. And so far it handles basically the same as a C63S. Actually, this one feels a lot more planted. Like the steering is a lot more heavy. The force feedback setting is the same as the C63. This is most likely another S tier if we gave this the C63S an S tier as well. Let's see if we can squeeze through that. Yes, we can. Just gonna get some more run time here. See if we can get some aggressive cuts here, because I do want to do the whole wide thing. That's not gonna work. Let's try this again. Let's take this cut. All right, let's try this again. And so far, yeah, this feels a lot more planted than the S. So that would mean this would be another S tier. So let's go put that on the tier list and go to the next car. C63, another S tier. I'm pretty sure we're gonna fill up this gap here, most likely with the next car. All right, next we have the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. I think this car came out like more than a year ago. I think I remember trying this out and it was a while ago. So let's see how this goes. I also don't remember when they made this a public car. I know for sure that this was a tier 3 car back then. So I mean, they have released tier 3 cars to public cars like the W1 and I believe the SVJ as well. I'm not sure why this is now a public car. There's a lot of purple lights in the interior. I don't remember it being like this, but let's see how this handles. Oh god, I can feel a little bit of sway on it already, just like a tiny bit. Try to get some more wide aggressive cuts going here. Definitely handling pretty well. Oh my god, we're getting lag spikes. But it's definitely handling pretty well. Tiny bit of sway that I'm feeling on the wheel when I'm turning. Oh god, oh god, oh bro! Wide cuts. Oh no! Oh my god, we actually made it. I feel like with a tiny bit of sway, it's already not an S tier. Like, that's what I look into most when rating these cars. If it has a sway and you're trying to get certified with it, it's just not gonna work that well. It's gonna work, but just not like 100%. But like having a sway when you're trying to go for a certified just does not feel like the right car to use. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like when you're trying to get certified, you want like the perfect car that handles good, it doesn't lose grip, this and that, checks all the boxes. But if a car has a sway, then you obviously don't want to use it as much for certified. And for this car, it does have a tiny sway. Teeny tiny sway. But it does handle good. So it's definitely possible to use this car to get certified. Just it's not perfect all the way. That's what I'll say. So I think the 3000 GT is going to get a fair A tier. All right, next we have the Nissan 370Z. I think my friend Gio used this car as well, and he said he really did like it. So I'm gonna take his word on it. This could be a possible S tier. It could also be an A tier. So let's see how we do. Oh God, wait, hold on. He might be right. No sway. It has the grip. The weight on the steering is planted. Like the car feels planted, just based on like how heavy the steering stays. Can we whiteline this? Yes, we can. This is a wide body though, so that could be like a slight disadvantage to cutting up. But I mean, we just whiteline that. We're kind of worming through this one with no issues. All right. Thing I consider most is obviously like the handling and how the car turns on these wide cuts, especially on like the back and forth left and right cuts. Those I also consider, but also the wide ones. I really test them on these wide ones, like what I'm doing right now, and it's handling pretty well. It's staying on the road. Let's see if we can get some more like wide cuts going. I see a whole bunch of traffic cars up ahead. Let's see if we can get one. Wide. Oh, nope. The cut was closing in. Let's try again. Take it wide. Back in. This little squiggly line, we weren't able to get that all the way, but that's fine. No space on the left again. Come on, I need a left lane opening. Okay, right there. Go back out. Back in. Oh, we're on a slight curve. That was not gonna work well. All right, let's try it one more time. Let's try to get one more in. We can fit through that. Back in. No opening on the left. We're just, dude, these lag spikes are getting to me. I'm not crashing because I'm bad. It's these lag spikes, I promise. All right, we're on a slight curve. All right, we were able to hold on. Try to go again. Wide. Back in. Yeah, this thing is solid. This thing is really good. And it could white line. That is the most surprising. Look at this. That is insane. This is a wide body 370Z and it's white lining. That is insane, bro. Okay, I got my rating for this one. 370Z wide body is going to be an S tier, and we officially now have 3 rows of cars that are S tier. Let's see. We got 6 cars left. Let's see how this goes. All right, next we have the Nissan Skyline R34. I think this is gonna be another S tier. I'm not gonna lie. I've used this quite a bit off camera, so I'm expecting good results once again. I actually want to see like a lot more different cars on the leaderboard when this series 6.5 or 6.7 comes out. Like, if you guys see the tier list at the very end and you want to like challenge yourself to see if you can get an S tier or A tier car certified, let me know how you do. I'm actually very curious, and I'm also going to challenge myself to see if I can get more than 1 car certified whenever that whole half series releases. All right, I'm hoping for good results for this R34, and it is right-hand drive, so I may not do the best. The steering has no sway. That's a plus. It feels nice on the road. We can squeeze through all of those. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, this is another S tier. This feels very nice. The only downside personally for me, it doesn't apply to the overall rating, but it's just the car being right-hand drive. It's very hard for me to cut up in a right-hand drive car since I am from America and I'm not used to these right-hand drive cars. Hold on, let's see how this handles on the turn. Actually handles pretty well. Now I was gassing it like half of the time. Oh my god, that actually planted itself pretty well. Oh, losing control a little bit. I did oversteer just a tiny bit. Oh my goodness, wait, this car is insane. Bro, wait, that's actually wild. No, we actually crashed. Okay. I already got my verdict for this. This one's easy. The R34 GTR is going to get an S tier. We're starting another row, our fourth row. All right, next we have the Porsche GT4 RS. And this car I would always use back then. I don't think it's gotten any updates recently, unfortunately. But I do remember it was purple back then. Now it's a blue color. So maybe they did some tuning adjustments. I'm hoping so, because back then I know that it would have a little bit of sway to it. It wasn't the best handling car, but for some reason I would always use it. So let's see if they did any changes to this that I have not seen yet. So let's get on the road. Oh no, there's some sway. It still has that same sway. No. Oh god. Oh god. Lost control a little bit. But it definitely has some pretty bad sway. I don't think it's kind of on the same level as the M2. Damn, bro, that's actually kind of sad. I really enjoyed using this car back then. Probably because I still had either my G29 or my R5 wheel when I was using this car a lot. So it feels a lot more different now because I have an R12. It has a lot of more, you can feel a lot more with this wheelbase. That's probably why it feels a lot more different on this wheel than it did back then. But it can cut up. That is an upside. It could still cut up, just the sway is just not, it's not it for me. It's easily controllable. Like, I get used to swaying, but for you guys, if you're trying to go for certified and you don't want to lose control of your car, the swaying is not gonna help with that. So damn, this is not gonna be an S tier, and I don't even think it's gonna be an A tier as well. So let's go try to get a couple more cuts in, try to really do, yeah, I can feel the car like about to lose control when I do that. It gets really light the more I turn the wheel. So damn, I'm actually kind of sad about that. A wide cut in. Oh no, the left lane is still okay. Let's go over here. Here. Oh, I can feel the sway kicking in. Cutting up though. It's doing good. Maybe I won't be too harsh on this rating. Let's go put this on the tier list. This should be a B tier, but I think I'm gonna put this. The sway was pretty bad, and I did say it's at the level of the M2. And by M2, I meant this M2, not this M2. This M2. So I want to be nice to this car and put it at an A, but I think this is gonna fall to a B tier, unfortunately. All right, next we have the Toyota Supra Mark V. I don't think I've used this as well. Damn, it's making me realize like how many cars that I've not really used, but it's also very nice to use so I can see how they handle. It's nice to explore all of these cars because all I've been driving is like the VIP cars, and I've been sticking with them. So it's nice driving these, seeing what you guys have access to, those without VIP. So I'm really hoping that this video is helping out so far. So if you guys like the tier list so far, or even if you disagree with some of the cars that I put, leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on it and see if I can change my mind on it. So anyways, this is the Mark V Supra. I believe they have another Mark V, but it's like the Adro spec, obviously the VIP spec. So let's see how the free one handles. All right, let's get our first cut here. Oh my god, we actually squeezed. Right off the bat, all of those cuts felt very solid. I did not feel any sway, but obviously we got to cut up more just in case I missed it. Well, I don't feel any sway. It feels pretty planted. It has that like weight to the steering, giving you the signal that the car is planted onto the ground so you don't lose control. Because usually when you lose control of a car, the steering gets very light, and that's how I can tell that the back end is kicking or I'm like losing traction or whatever. So that's how I can rate the handling of the cars as well. But for this, it feels really planted. It feels very heavy compared to the cars that are not S tier. So this could be another S tier car, but let's keep this run going. see how much more testing we can do, especially on this curve. Let's see. I mean, we didn't have that many cars, but we're still curving. Okay, not bad. We were able to make like a couple cuts on that curve. Go on the outside, back in. See if we can hold it. We can. Oh my goodness, wait. This car is pretty good. Go from side to side. Not bad, not bad. Let's go over here again. Try to do the same thing. Little loss there. That's because I'm turning this car as much as I can. And it's still holding on. So, oh my god, I'm getting lag spikes back and forth, bro. Please stop. This might be another S tier. It was handling pretty good until the very end. I think this car is going to be another S tier. Or maybe like a high A tier, possibly. Alright, the Mark V Supra. Do I think it's capable of getting certified in? I think so. Another S tier. Right, next we have the BMW F82. And as you can see at the very top, it says points won't save to the leaderboard for this vehicle. So this is already not going to be an S tier. But let's see if it can cut up. This car has been around for a while as well. So I'm very curious if they've done any updates to this. I mean, it looks like they did. That steering wheel was definitely not there when I first tried out this car. This car is very old. It's been around since like the very early No Hesi days. So they definitely did something. Hopefully it handles. Like, there has to be a reason why this car is not counting towards the leaderboard. And oh my goodness. Wait, hold on. I was cooking there, but then I realized like how good the handling was. Their steering is heavy, or not heavy, but it's like planted. There's no sway. That is literally the only two things that I look for mainly when testing out a car's handling, and it's pretty good. This handles pretty solid. It's just unfortunate that it doesn't count towards the leaderboard, so that's like minus points, I guess. So this is definitely not going to be an S tier since you guys can't use this on a certified run. So most likely it's going to be an A tier. The handling is good. Everything else is good. It's just the car not being able to have points counted towards the leaderboard. So I guess this is going to be a quick and easy rating. This has to be like an A tier. So let's go get maybe a few more cuts in, and then let's put this on the leaderboard. Okay, yeah, we're putting it on it right now. All right, as you can see, we have two more cars here, the G82 Chris Spec and also the MT40i Chris Spec. Now everyone knows these cars. Everyone uses these cars even up to this day. And people always ask me like, what car would you recommend as like a new player? I would always say either the G82 or the M340i. So I can already tell that these two are going to be S tiers. Of course, we have to give them another drive. It's been a while since I've used the M340i, but I've used the G82 very recently. So let's go see how this M340. I mean, it's still like the wallpaper for this loading screen right here, the M240i, so that's pretty sick. But yeah, if you guys are new to No Hesi and are trying to figure out like what's the best car, hopefully this tier list is helping. But again, I highly recommend using either the M340i or the G82, and they're both free cars. All right, here we are, the M340i. Everyone knows this car. I've been using this car for a lot of my past certified runs, so there's not really much to say. The only downside is I'm not sure what's happening to the interior. I am using LCS, so maybe this has to do something with LCS not being compatible in a way with the car. But we're gonna ignore it as much as we can, even though it's like all over the car. Let's just try to get a quick run in, because I already know that this car is gonna be an S tier. Also, this car stock, even like without a tune, handles really good. Like right off the bat, I feel no sway. The weight on the steering is perfect. Just not my driving. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna blame a lag spike. All right, we're gonna give that another try because my wheel broke off. Bro, it's like perfect. The way they tuned this car is perfect. It's literally like the most OP car, and like one of the most OP cars in here, and it's a free car. Yeah, this is without a doubt getting an S tier for sure. Oh my, I thought the left was gonna be, you know what, screw it, we're gonna rate it already. I've had enough playtime with this car that I already know what I'm gonna rate this. MT40i S tier. Now the last car, the G82. All right, here we are with the G82 with the Adro body kit. This car just looks crazy from the outside, and at least the lights don't look too bright on the inside. It looks just, I mean, maybe a little bit too bright, but it's not obnoxious like how the MT40i looked. I'm not sure why it looked like that, but anyways, let's get on the road. Let's get a quick cut. Where did the sound go? Is there... Hello? Where did the sound go? I guess I have no more car sound. Wow, it's just quiet. I didn't expect it to be this boring to be driving this car, because the car sound that they have on this was actually created from the actual car. So that's what makes the experience much better. It's like you're driving the actual car. But I'm not sure why it's not working on this. I mean, I guess this is gonna be like a quick and easy rating because everyone knows how OP this car is. Dude, like I kept upshifting, not realizing that I'm at like the top gear already. So, yeah, I really need that car sound in here. Oh my, I don't even know like when I'm hitting the rev limiter. Like, I know that I got the screen on my wheel, but I don't look at it often. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be, like I said, a quick and easy rating. Everyone should be using this car. Everyone should be using the MT40i. But yeah, there's nothing else to say about this car. It handles amazing. There's no sway. The weight is perfect. The handling is perfect. Everything else, I mean, I don't really care about the size of this car because I've had like way too much playtime with this car that it just handles and it squeezes through cars like nothing. It's just that OP of a car. Everyone should be using this, by the way. If you guys are like trying to figure out what car to use when you first join a server, you have to use this car before exploring all of the other cars. This car is like really OP. So highly recommend this one. Let's just put a short end to this run. Let's put this on the tier list. All right, the last car, the G82, is going to be an S tier, and that completes the list of all of the free cars that No Hesi has. If you guys agree or maybe even disagree with some of these cars, let me know. Let me know what should the rating actually be. I feel like looking at the S tier now, I was being a little bit too nice with it, but like at the same time, the car is actually handled pretty well, and I think with the upcoming half series, it's gonna be very good to use these cars for 3-minute runs. And the way the car is handled without tunes is also very important because not a lot of people know about the setup exchange menu with all of the tuning and stuff. So if they're just running the car stock without a tune, then this list also helps. So yeah, let me know what other cars you guys want me to rate. I could possibly do the tier 2 cars, tier 3 cars, maybe even the tier 1 cars. I'm not sure if there's a lot of tier 1 cars, but I can always do that. And yeah, these are actually a lot of public cars that y'all can use without VIP. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about the tier list, and I'll see you in the next video.